Okay, this is task 4.2, and on this one they are asking you to look at uppercase and lowercase characters and changing from one to the other. So in this case they're going to give you, in this instance, some text in capitals and they want you to change it to lowercase. Now, important thing on this, don't get confused here, blue writing means that you have to code that. Okay, so you have to put loud, it's going to be an input, it's text, so there's a certain way to do that. So you just want your code to produce loud :space. You're then going to type that in, okay, and Grok will type that in when they test yours. This second one looks the same, but it's not, it's all blue, so this, you need to code all of this. But your I am so awesome is going to come from there. If you look at the second one, you've got quiet, and then some words, quiet, and then some words. So that's text. This is from this variable that you're going to be assigning this to. Learning Python is so fun is lowercase version of what they've put in above. So we're going to have a look at the first circle and the second circle task, which are the help pages on this. They show you some, it's a fairly straightforward way of changing it, but they're going to show you some information about changing to lowercase, and we can see here that they've got a variable called message which they've just set at a value. That's not much help to you because you're always asked to input, so we'll have a look at that in a second. But in order to change that message to all lowercase, because you've got capital A, B, C, you just say the name of the variable and what we call dot notation, so msg dot lower bracket, okay. Lower is a function because it's got brackets after it, so msg dot lower is changing message, this, into lowercase, and there it does that there. Okay, now as I say, that's okay, but it's not what it's used to you. If we go to the uppercase one and have a look at this one, I'm going to add in an input onto this because you're always asked to provide an input. So instead of just setting message to be a particular thing, we're going to ask somebody to put in the input, and then when I come to print it, I'm going to print some text and then the message itself. Okay, so I separate that with a comma there. Go and have a look at it. We'll stop it in a second once this is run through. So enter a phrase. I'm going to put in, who do you think you are? Because we're going to have to shouting. Now at that point here, let's look at this, because that didn't do what I thought it was going to do, because I was thinking that this is going to be all uppercase. The reason it isn't is because I've put in message as one variable, which was enter a phrase. Now if this was on Grok, they would probably have that as a capital E, so it would mark it wrong for me. It's got enter a phrase there. I've put who do you think you are, but the way they're showing here, I've created a new variable called new message equals the uppercase of message. So message hasn't changed, it's still that, which means it's still who do you think you are, exactly as I've put it there. I've printed shouting, which it's done, text, comma, message. Now message is the first line, it's not the second line, so new message is what's been changed. So I need to go back in and not print shouting message, but print shouting new message. So if I enter that again, who do you think you are? Now it's done what I thought it was going to do. Okay, so you do have to be careful. You don't have to create a new variable, but this was what was in the code already. I just didn't see it. So now new message is a variable that's created that takes the form of message but in uppercase, so dot upper. And then when I've printed shouting new message, that's what's in new message. It's that, which is message, but in uppercase. Okay, so you can change things to upper and lowercase. They're showing you that you don't have to do it with a new variable, that you can do it, as in this case here. They're saying message equals, I know my ABC. You say you can print the message, which is the original. You can print it in lowercase, which is just message.lower. Okay, so you don't have to do a separate thing. You can just say print message.lower. and print uppercase, comma, message.upper. So you can do it without creating a separate variable. And that indeed might be an easier way for you to do it. So on here, just to recap, your code should ask the person to input something after loud :space. So I am so awesome will be typed in when you run the code down here. Then you're always gonna print quiet first, so that's going to be your text part. Then you need to separate that from whatever is the lowercase of what they put in. So learning Python is so fun, lowercase of learning Python is so fun. Okay.